Is it up?
Mm-hmm.
Where is it on YouTube?
I'll find it one day.
How about you put that on a coaster?
No, I think I'm gonna knock it off. Right in the middle. KiteTales and Flex.
Oh, it's a little crooked.
You can check the screen on the phone.
Wait, are we live?
Yes.
Okay, I guess you can go live now.
All right.
Peaceful.
Hi. How's it going?
Good.
Oh, what a coaster.
Oh yeah, there it is.
The new series I'm
Perfect.
starting. It's all about our favorite coasters in life.
Exactly. What a coaster.
What a coaster.
Hi guys. Hi Emerald. Omid says hi. Okay, now you can see us. So I have to show off this dress. Look how pretty this dress is, and it's got pockets, which is amazing, because not a lot of dresses have pockets.
How fantastic. Practical and beautiful.
Exactly. I'm going to go model for Halston now.
Yeah?
Yep.
What's Halston?
Halston, we'll get to him in a second.
Whoa, okay.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Okay, everyone, hi. Oh, Mentas says I look so pretty. Thank you. Yeah, I do look pretty tonight, don't I? No, look, like my hair, my dress. Also, this dress is cool because it's got like these, and you can wear them up, or you can wear them like here if you like.
Ooh. Slow down, Twitch.
Ooh. This is like, this is going from the Victorian era to the 1920s. If you want to bring it up
Yikes.
a notch.
Yikes.
Ooh,
Be careful
yikes.
there.
See, this isn't Twitch. This isn't Twitch.
Now we're back on YouTube.
Yeah,
Safe.
now this is YouTube.
We were almost on Twitch for a second there.
All right, I'm going to turn this down a bit because I cannot hear what the ink spots are saying.
Beautiful song, beautiful spots. Yeah, you look pretty.
Thank you.
I look like I just sat through
No.
5 hours of meetings.
I really like that shirt.
Thank you. I do
You
too.
did sit through 5 hours of meetings, yeah. Sorry, we're starting a little late because he did get done a little late.
Yeah.
So we had to do that.
I'm like finding out at 5 o'clock on a Friday you have a deadline that is Sunday.
Yeah. Who here can relate? Probably at least multiple people.
I'd say a
can.
couple.
Yeah.
A couple have worked for
people.
corporate America.
Oh, Omid says this is the first time I successfully catch the live stream. That's awesome.
Welcome,
well,
Omid.
welcome. Yes. Thank you for being here. Hi, Rez and Duffman. Oh, Mentats, I will check the song you posted after the stream if you think I'll like it. Emerald says Flex is looking pretty fly for a white guy.
I'll take it.
That's a compliment.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the list. The list is the majority of stuff that I've picked. I feel like I've curated the entire list. The stream wouldn't have happened if it wasn't
I have
for
a
me,
couple of
actually.
things. I'll
Okay, you have a couple
I'll
of
chime
things.
in the right
Let's
sections.
go ahead and bring something up, though, so we can talk about it.
Well, should I go to the browser?
Sure.
Okay.
The first thing on our list to talk about is... I've already forgotten. I just did it.
Welcome to NBC News. Please support our journalism by allowing ads.
No, that wasn't it. What was it?
That's certainly it.
It was the first
I mean, I
one.
don't...
What can you do? Can you press continue?
Oh, I think there's like a... I have to like unblock
Oh, I
it.
know what this is.
Ad
Rez
block.
says you always have the coolest Hawaiian shirts.
Pause
Yeah,
on the
Hawaiian
site,
shirts are his thing.
always.
He likes his Hawaiian shirts. But
Yeah.
this one's nice because it's a polo.
It's very cool.
Yeah, so it's
To
not
quote
like a
Gandalf,
button.
it's quite cool.
It's kind of like a golf shirt material, right? But in polo form. Although this button right here is unbuttoned.
Oh no!
Button is unbuttoned.
Oh, not my
Okay,
button.
so
Russia
yes.
racing to beat Tom Cruise and NASA to first movie shot in space picks its
Yes,
cast.
so thank you, Duffman. This is your Tom Cruise article. I had no idea that NASA is working with Tom Cruise
Yeah.
to make a movie in space.
Yes, I think
And
it's
of
called
course-
This is an excuse for Tom Cruise to go to space.
Exactly.
Yes.
But I have to say, out of all the American actors, I would wholeheartedly support Tom Cruise going to space.
Honestly?
I think he's the most qualified.
Yeah.
He does all his own stunts. Did you know he did the sky falling stunt from
Yes.
Fallout?
Like
Mission
like
Impossible,
40
multiple
times. I think it was like 40 times.
And he's like 59 years old. No, he's over 60 right now. And he's in fantastic shape. Tom Cruise is in better shape than most 20-year-old men. Is the camera? It looks a little crooked, but if it doesn't look crooked, I won't fix it.
I think it looks fine.
Irv says early enough to give your stream a first like. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Irv, for that first like.
Thank you, Irv. Make sure to comment and subscribe while you're at it. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
We don't.
Don't ever comment. Don't subscribe.
Do all that sort of stuff.
That's how they get you.
So Russia, though, casted their leading actress up above. I forget what her name is.
Yulia Peresild.
Yes. So she is their actress. And they were looking for actresses between the ages, I believe, of 25 and 40-something, between 110 and 125 pounds, who could surpass multiple fitness trials. So they had to be able to do this little test thing. Tom Cruise using cult members like slaves is kind of gross. Tiara says this. I'm not aware of that, Tiara.
He's a Scientologist, so he gets all the disgusting baggage that comes with Scientology. So. Having said that, one of the greatest American actors. I mean,
that's true.
He is one of the great.
Yeah.
If not one of the all-time great.
Like when you think of American actor, you think of
Unfortunately,
what a weirdo.
I think
absolute weirdo.
Most people who get to that level are freaks.
Yes, unfortunately.
Megalomania is tied with massive success, especially in like a media-driven culture like ours.
I mean, just look at the whole...
Flip a coin, really.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
Right. Look at one of the most successful American geniuses, Howard Hughes, and syphilis most likely contributed to his downfall mentally, but he was eccentric from the start. He was a young man and he was eccentric. Eccentric far before he contracted syphilis. So... yeah, but I just thought this was interesting. So, moving on to the next piece of news. Also, my fan is broken.
Oh.
I need a real vintage fan.
I think I might have closed it.
The stream?
Oh, no. I thought I closed the link. Drinking any amount of alcohol causes damage to the brain.
Yes. So, I found this very interesting because, the situation. Because a lot of people like to drink. There's a huge drinking culture, and this is all over the world. And now
what about like vinegar?
Well, I don't know. They're saying that it doesn't matter if it's wine, it doesn't matter if it's beer, that alcohol is worse than no alcohol. And now they're saying it doesn't matter what sort of quantities you're drinking, it can destroy your gray matter in your brain. And gray matter, the destruction of gray matter leads to things like dementia and Alzheimer's. So this is not good. If you are like a binge drinker, you might want to pay attention to this. Or if you're not even a binge drinker, because apparently that's what they're saying. They're saying any amount is going to have a negative effect on your brain. So Ninja Land is saying 1920s. Yeah, let's just bring back Prohibition. Why not?
It's the only way to be sure.
We can use a fresh new round of mobsters. TR says alcohol is literally why we have civilization, though.
Is it?
I don't know.
I thought it was agriculture.
But
I think agriculture is the reason why we have civilization.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because we were foragers. And as we were transferring from like being the Neanderthal, or not transferring, we killed the Neanderthal. But one of the things that made Homo sapiens so successful was we're like, hey, foraging is great, but what if we stayed in one place? And it's basically wheat and the cultivation of wheat that made civilization.
Right.
The thing that, kills me.
Yeah.
I would have been better off as a forager.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Eating mushrooms and berries. But yeah, so alcohol, you might want to reconsider drinking it if you are currently one of the people who this might affect, and hopefully you haven't destroyed a lot of gray matter in your brain.
Bring that gray matter back.
Yes. Okay, so that is that. The next article is
how
about...
Apple screwed Facebook.
Yes.
Apple's iOS 14.5 update has triggered an unstoppable collapse in Facebook's ability to collect user data.
Yes. So Facebook has eye tracking.
Yes.
When you use its app, and this is something it's always had, they can tell what you're looking at in order to sell you more things that catch your attention. So now Apple's new update allows you to uncheck this and say, I don't want my eye movements being tracked and I don't want it being sent to Facebook. And Facebook was very upset about this. Facebook took out a 2-page ad against Apple saying that this is a terrible, terrible thing. And they're saying...
Is their app still in the App Store?
Yes.
No, I don't care.
But they have said up to 94% of users have opted out of this.
What a shock.
Sharing my data thing. Right. And now Apple... or Facebook is blaming Apple for the destruction of small businesses that are going to be hurt because Facebook can no longer track your eye movements. Rez says Facebook can die in a fire.
Yeah, I was going to say,
yeah,
those poor small businesses
right.
that can't use any other traditional marketing mean to get at their audience.
You know, Facebook is just trying to do this.
Of course.
That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, it's all for me.
So Apple has upset Tim Sweeney. Apple has now upset Zuckerberg. Apple's the champion of upsetting people.
Yeah. Well, it's been like...
So.
I've always been an Apple fan because of their stance on privacy and knowing that everything that I put inside their infrastructure does not leave.
Right.
So this is like 1,000 times. But the one time... We have a lot of Apple stuff.
Yeah.
The one time Apple ever used their customers' data, I got a notification on my phone saying, hey, you have an Apple Watch, you wear it all the time, it has the EKG. Can we use your data to give to the American Heart Association because they think this can help solve heart issues?
Right.
I was like, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Right. Just ask.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Here you go. And I sent it to them. And that is the kind of ecosystem that Apple perpetuates.
Right.
It's like, I know that I'm safe inside their environment and that they value me as a customer.
Yeah.
They also value their incredibly expensive products and my money that I give to them.
Right.
Which, are made in slave labor factories.
Come here.
So is everything else.
Here. He wants to play fetch with me. Okay, so that is that. You might want to just consider this if you have Facebook, to look into this. If you still have Facebook for whatever reason, if whatever they've done, it hasn't been enough,
Herb says no flex. That's how they get you. And it's like, watch 5 years from now, my heart just stops, and Apple's like,
yeah, they're in it for the long con. Okay, so
buy
now,
another phone and we stop your heart.
The news that everyone wants to talk about, most likely.
Let's talk about hot tub streams.
Twitch finally made a statement against not against. Twitch addressed the hot tub streaming issue that they were having. So I first found out about this because last week I went to go stream Returnal, and I was logging in and I actually wanted to see if anyone else was streaming it because it had just came out. So I was looking on Twitch's homepage, and right there under new games with Pokemon Snap was this woman in a bikini in a hot tub playing Pokemon Snap.
Twitch
but
does.
Pokemon Snap was only one fraction of the screen, and she was in a bikini.
What a shame, because Pokemon Snap is a beautiful game. Absolutely gorgeous game.
Well, first of all, there's so many. It's such a. We're going to get into this, but first of all, why are you having this sort of content on a streaming thing? Now, they do have the just chatting section, which I guess this whole thing happened because I looked into it now. If people were complaining, oh, Twitch said you can wear a bikini only if you're at the beach or in a hot tub. So then people said, okay,
put the hot tub.
Now I'm going to put a hot tub in my living room and I'm going to stream, and therefore I can get away from this. So a lot of people, it's not hurting anybody. Why do you care? Just don't click on it. But here's the thing. You have a grown woman who is actually a porn star who is soliciting money from minors in exchange for services. It's literally like an online stripper.
Right.
It is. What's the difference? You're going to a strip club, you give a stripper $5 and she gives you a lap dance. I mean, I don't want to say this, but you're getting more money at the strip club. You're getting more of a service than you are online interacting with these people.
I have a question.
Yes.
If you look at how our policies apply, the screen messed up. Darn it. Hold on. Let me see if I can clear this.
I know, that always messes up.
There has been confusion around whether streams from hot tubs are permissible under our current current policies, and we understand why our rules as written have contributed to that confusion, et cetera, et cetera. But look here down at the bottom. We will allow creative expression like body writing, body painting, providing the streamer has appropriate coverage of the outlined by our attire policy. Nudity or sexually explicit content, which we define as pornography, sex acts, and sexual services, are not allowed on Twitch. So here's my question. Are the women in the hot tubs there for the purpose of sexual arousal?
Yes. I would argue
so
that's
doesn't
their
that
point.
defy the terms of service outlined here?
No, because if you look up in the paragraph, Twitch put in bold, being being considered sexy is not against our rules, and Twitch will not, basically punish women
Sure.
because they're found sexy. But that's how they get out of it. They're like, it's not you. It's your fault. If she's wearing a bikini and you find it sexy, that's not our fault. So
I know.
That's what they're saying. Here's my main thing, okay? They ought to have, if Twitch wants to do this and Twitch wants to allow porn stars to solicit cash exchange between themselves and minors, they need to have a section for that. They need to have an over 18 section for that. And
Right,
it needs
to
to
validate.
be hidden. Because when I went and I was looking at paternal, it was right there. And so you're going to have, and I looked this up based on Twitch statistics, 13 to 17-year-olds make up 21% of their
Makes
supposed,
sense.
I don't know if it was 25 million audience or something that they claim.
What's the majority? Is it 20 to 30?
It's 18 to 45, I think.
That's a weird bracket.
Yeah.
Why would you include like millennials and Gen X and some Zoomers?
That's what they did. This is their whole thing. So I looked
As a
this
marketer,
up.
that upsets me, but continue.
Because so this is basically Twitch. So now their solution is we're going to create a section that just says beaches and hot tubs. So that's its own section.
Right.
So it's no longer just chatting. It's not playing a game. It's the beaches and hot tubbing section of Twitch, which to me, I don't like the tone of some sort of moral superiority where, we are not here to judge women. Women can do whatever they want. But the problem is when you are enticing, soliciting minors.
Well,
and they don't address this, by the way. They have nothing to address this. So there's no sort of protection. There's no sort of barrier. It's just, we can't help it that you find her sexy. That's your problem. It just reeks of some sort of faux moralist
but it also
stance
I
that
mean,
is just so against what the actual issue is. So
it's
I
incredibly
just thought this
hypocritical based on their own rules. Because it says like, we define pornography, sex acts, and sexual services. Pornography is anything that is sexually arousing. There's literally like porn literature. You could read like 50 Shades of Grey. There was a huge debate on whether or not that was pornography,
Right.
and reading it on airplanes was acceptable.
Well,
Because it doesn't just have to be nudity
Right.
or the act of sex. There's a lot of other things that fall within that
Right,
category.
exactly.
My bare feet would probably trigger somebody.
Well, I mean, it's just, I feel like it is on Twitch as a company to step in and just use your common sense about it. Instead, I found this blog post to be hilariously stupid, and so did a lot of other people I checked on the responses on when they posted it.
Here's
I just think it's really disgusting that they would try and hide between it's your fault and we're not going to do anything about it, but we're just going to move it to a different section, and therefore we don't have to have any criticism. But here's the thing, they're going to be in big trouble.
I'll tell you why they did this. I know exactly why they did this.
Why?
Because now advertisers can
mean-
opt out of using that section for their advertisements.
Well, they absolutely just want to keep this. I mean,
Right.
they're getting a ton of money.
Twitch does not care at all.
Yeah, no. They just want the money.
Which is strange
Which is what I
because-
would have appreciated if they were just more transparent and said, this makes us a lot of money, we're not going to stop. Instead of this whole, we are not here to judge women. Women can be sexy. Women can be self-expressive. So
what about remember E3?
Right.
The big controversy at like E3 and Comic-Con was the booth babes.
Yeah.
Back in the day. And they got
Right.
banned. They should have got banned.
Poor booth babes.
Well, poor booth babes. I mean, like, how did booth
Poor
babes
booth
get?
babes.
And they had,
Well,
you
the
know,
thing is, Twitch.
that was a job.
Right.
And they weren't. I would even argue, like, the booth babes. Yes, they're there to be sexy, but they're also there to sell product.
Right, but a difference is they are not soliciting
Yes.
money for actions and services.
No,
Here's the
they're
thing.
paid to use, like, basically model.
Right,
Is essentially what
exactly.
they are. They're paid
It's just,
models.
They're there for decoration, but you have an actual porn star who is talking to 14-year-olds 14-year-old boy, 14-year-old girls. What's to stop a 14-year-old girl from being, you know what? I'm going to do this.
I was just wondering, like,
I'm going to
when
wait
does that
until
line get
I'm
crossed?
18 and I'm going to do this on Twitch. So I think this is really, really stupid.
Wait till they're 18. Twitch is going to have a problem with people under 18. I'm calling that right now.
Well, I mean, they really deserve it for this sort of thing. So I thought this was a really, really stupid, immature blog post and just reeks of just...
It doesn't seem logical, but this is clearly just a move to get advertisers.
They're so holier than thou in this post, and then they're framing it around people only being upset because, you know, how dare anyone find a woman attractive? And that's basically what it was, is, you know, we can't help it if this is on you. So I just thought that was really stupid. Tiara said there's an interesting discussion to be had around protecting free speech while at the same time protecting children, etc., from being exposed to sexual content. Yes, this is a strip club. It is a strip club for minors, and that's all that this thing is. Okay?
In the same vein, Twitch also needs to crack down on minors being able to watch M+ rated games.
Yes.
As well as streamers who use, you know, M-rated language or politically questionable conversations. I put it all in the same bucket.
Yeah.
Gore, you know, hate speech.
There's a lot of things.
There's a lot of things that you need to shelter a child from when they're developing.
Right.
That, like, it becomes their decision.
Right.
When they're old enough.
And another thing, too, is if you are going to be... So there are sites... First of all, I really don't care if anyone out there is, oh, well, you're making me feel bad because I give money to these women. If you want to throw your money away... You can, okay? You're a grown adult. You can do so. But when a child is being taught to do this from an early age,
smudge.
And then, oh, well, who's it going to hurt? I mean, do you know how that's going to influence the kid growing up and the sort of views he's going to have against women? Oh, I can just have a transaction with women and they'll do all sorts of things. Or I'm a 50-year-old boy and I have this, you know, oh, smudgy. I know,
okay?
his little arms are sensitive.
You okay?
And I have this girlfriend and I give her $5 and it's just really trashy and gross. So I've never, first of all, I don't like Twitch. But this was just like a new low. This whole blog post, I thought the blog post was more ridiculous than the notes. I'm not saying anything at all. But that's the big Twitch news. What else is new? What else on the list? Okay, let's talk about the movie we watched last week. That was awful. You didn't watch it, but I made everyone else watch it. Tiara was there.
Yeah, you told me it was like a 6.1 on IMDb. I'm like, no thanks.
It's probably lower by now. It was called Woman in the Window with Amy Adams, and it was so bad. And I love Amy Adams, okay? I love her. Not only is she Superman's wife, she's just a really cool actress in the things that I've seen her in. So I was hoping that she would be enough for the movie, and she sadly was not. It was terrible. It was awful.
Can't believe it. I mean, I can't believe it, but...
It was so bad.
Amy Adams is a class actress.
Yeah.
Really surprised she would be in such a not class movie.
I know. One last comment this is from my friend Bishop. He says, I think it's a poor decision on their part long term. It was one thing when they added in non-gaming streams, but now they're becoming a softcore cam girl site. Becoming? They are. I'm telling you. This is no difference from bringing a 14-year-old boy or girl to a strip club.
Yeah.
Because they're
getting
a service.
Because there are rules.
Money. Yeah.
You can't do that.
But you can do it on Twitch. It's totally fine.
Yes.
Just Twitch is just... They're so disgusting with their,
Twitch is owned by Amazon.
Full moralism is what I just don't like about it the most. Okay, so Twitch is owned by Amazon.
Amazon. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
They do not. Amazon, let's take this conversation away from Twitch. Find me a legit product on Amazon. Find me where I can buy.
I don't shop on Amazon.
A Cat 6 Ethernet cable.
Okay, you still use Amazon.
Because I have no choice.
No, I always find a way.
There are things I need to buy.
My campaign is
have shipped to my house for my job in like a day or two.
Last thing. I haven't bought something.
And I can't even find a real product because everything's fake. It's all fake.
I don't use Amazon. I hate Amazon. I don't even care if Amazon hears this. Sue me, Amazon. What are you gonna do?
Can we cancel our Amazon Prime subscription?
No, I only use that for movies, which is totally
fine. Which I don't use at all.
I only
because
use
their
it for
programming
movies.
sucks.
They made Mrs. Maisel, okay? If Amazon just wants to do streaming services like they're supposed to, they have all these servers, that's fantastic. But I don't use their products. They need to cut down. They need to just take out the shopping part of it. Not only do they treat their workers like garbage, but I mean all kinds of terrible things. Okay, let's go on.
Yes.
That was an awful movie. What's next?
Great question. Let me see here. It's for space, Russia, Facebook, alcohol, Twitch.
Woman in the window.
Becoming Halston.
Okay, so I put up a little screen. I put up a thing.
Halston.
A slideshow should come up. Becoming Halston. Where is it?
It's here. I see it.
Okay.
This is
So there we go. So that's the actual Halston.
Oh, is that Ewan?
That's Ewan McGregor. So Roy Halston was an American fashion designer that I had never heard of before this show. And Ewan McGregor plays him in the show Becoming Halston. And it is about his life and his rise to a fashion designer. And he was BFFs with Liza Minnelli, who is Judy Garland's daughter. There he is partying at Studio 54 with his friend Joe, whose name I cannot remember. And there he is with his boyfriend Victor Hugo. Who got us Victor Hugo? I'm not even kidding. Okay, so that's done. The slideshow is done. So I watched this entire show. It was only like 4 episodes. But I love even... Okay, Duncan says Birds of Prey vibes. Duncan, actually, you don't have to worry about that because it does not have Birds of Prey vibes. It's very good. And I want Ewan McGregor as Halston without the coke addiction as my BFF.
That's a very specific ask. But I think you're not alone. Most people just want Ewan McGregor as their BFF.
We just want Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor, unlike Tom Cruise, just seems like a treasure. Like,
yeah,
he had some issues. He had some marital issues.
He had some issues with Mary Elizabeth Weinstein.
Even when he's a bad guy, he's a good guy. You know?
Right.
Like Fargo.
Right.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
In Fargo. We love Ewan
Dr.
McGregor.
Sleep.
Ewan McGregor's cute.
Ewan
McGregor is like the cuter, more wholesome version of Jude Law. Jude Law seems like a jerk.
I don't know. I like Jude Law a lot.
Jude Law seems like he would snub me if I went up to him and I said, "Oh, sir, is this chair taken?" And he'd say, "Does it look like it's taken?"
No, I feel
Just take it.
I feel like Jude Law's a phenomenal bad guy, but actually he's like a sweetheart.
No,
I can just sense it.
Jude Law has jerk energy.
No, Jude Law.
I'm seeing it now.
Ewan
McGregor would absolutely. He said, "Oh no, take the chat."
I think they're the same. I think they're very nice people.
I don't think so. RC says the coke addiction makes him fun. No, wrong. The coke addiction makes him unstable and makes him mean to his friends. We cannot have people who are mean to their friends. Okay. Rez says, I'm wary of any male feminists. Wait, who's a male feminist? Is Ewan McGregor a male feminist? Or is Roy Halston? Because Roy Halston, I mean, worshipped the female body. Okay, he was gay. But he knew how to drape women. He knew what looked good on them, okay? So he did a great service. Bishop said Obi-Wan Kenobi, the secret villain of the prequels.
Omid says Ewan McGregor can stab me and I wouldn't even get mad. He'd be really nice about it though. Omid. Like he'd stab you in the nicest way possible.
Yeah, he'd stab you because it was for your own good. Tiara says Jude Law wouldn't snub you if he's too English. He would be polite and then say state of it after you left. Really? Okay, that makes me feel better.
I know in my heart of hearts. I can tell. I just
like I just don't.
I have a sensor. Jude Law, good guy.
I don't know about that.
I can sense it.
I don't know. He just seems like he would snub me. That's all. Okay, now what's next? That was Halston.
Crime of the century.
Crime of the century. I have a little trailer.
What? A trailer?
Starting at the point where I figured people might want to look.
Well, I can't pull it up. There it is.
So this was a documentary that is on HBO called Crime of the Century, and it is about the opioid epidemic in America.
I didn't show it. That's my bad.
Oh, didn't show it?
I accidentally... there we go. I'll start it again. There it is.
Also, I have a comment to make later, but I'll make it when you guys can see my face full up screen again. Okay, so Crime of the Century. Yes. It's about the opioid epidemic in America and how it started. And it is very, very good, but it is very, very frustrating. And so the first episode was about OxyContin, which is basically heroin. And so what they did is, so poppy seeds, poppy plants produce opium, which can relieve pain. And that's what it was first used for. But now they have distilled it to the point where it's like they have manufactured very, very strong strains of it, and they sell it in pill form, and they just chuck it at you.
Well, the trick of Oxycontin, the reason, or OxyContin, the whole thing about it and how they could legally sell heroin as a prescription, was they encapsulated it in a time-release pill.
Right. So
which had never been done before.
Right. It was supposed to release over 8 hours in your system or something like that.
2 a day and you won't feel pain.
But guess what? You could just peel that off, crush it up, snort it, which is what people started to do.
And you have heroin.
Yeah.
Just base form heroin.
Right.
Yep.
And so this was a huge problem, but the makers of it and the guy, Sackler, the guy up at the top who had made over 10.6 billion. So many deaths had happened because of this, so many overdoses, and it was getting out of control. And he basically just said, well, it's not our problem if people want to use it like that, but then there's information coming out about them putting it on the black market themselves.
They came up with a whole new term, which was called pseudo-addiction.
Right.
Which is basically, no. They're not addicted to the drug. They're addicted to not being in pain. We need to make sure they stay on the drug to combat pseudo-addiction because they're in too much pain.
Very gross. Irv said, thanks for the suggestion. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, it's really good. And the second episode is about fentanyl.
Yes.
So it's very upsetting, though. I mean, the opioid epidemic. Hopefully no one in this chat is on drugs or alcohol. You don't strike me as the kind that are. But
you seem like a class act group of individuals.
You never know. Tiara says, isn't there a state where there are more prescriptions of Oxy than there are people in the state?
Yes, I think that's New Hampshire.
It might be New Hampshire, or it might be Florida, because we heard
Florida's fentanyl.
But we heard last night that in the 2011s
in
Miami, there were so many pain clinics where basically you could just go in and get an opioid prescription.
People would come 200 miles out of state.
Right, exactly. And they said there were more pain clinics in one single county than there were like McDonald's.
I-75 is now known as
the
opioid highway.
Yes, the opioid highway. So we live in a very opioid heavy state, apparently. So Rez says, never took painkillers. I had a liver biopsy and drilled a hole in my jaw. Oh my gosh. Would prefer the agony to opioids.
I had to go on morphine when I went to the hospital once.
Yeah.
But it was on like a drip, and I was in severe pain.
Right.
Like the worst pain of my entire life. Couldn't even tell you what the morphine felt like.
Yeah.
I just knew that I didn't feel the severe pain in those few waking moments before I fell asleep.
Right.
Because that was like the first time I could sleep in 24 hours. So yeah, like I think that's the window, right? Mm-hmm. Like I am in so much pain, I can't sleep, I can't drink, I can't do anything.
Right.
Help me. Because like I'm just writhing here, and like you get a couple, morphine or whatever for the drip, and then you can finally sleep. You can just relax, and your body can start to heal. Like that's acceptable. I don't feel like you should ever have more like any kind of heroin in your house.
No.
Like the entire the whole reason the FDA didn't approve these things beforehand was because heroin was only acceptable for cancer or near end of life patients.
Right.
And what these guys did was basically say, well, no, like,
it can be
pain
used for like a headache or a backache. It's fine.
Yeah, chronic pain is just as bad. That can end your life.
Yeah.
So it's so weaselly.
Yeah,
it's so salesy and markety.
It's disgusting. But it's a good documentary, and it will really,
open up
your eyes. So that's that.
I started watching a new anime. Yeah. First update. Last time we talked, I was talking about how I watched the first 3 episodes of Yasuke, which is the Netflix anime about the black samurai Yasuke who served under Oda Nobunaga. And I was like, this is a pretty cool show, pretty great animation. I was wrong. The first 3 episodes are great, kinda. The second 3 episodes are literally a repeat of the first 3 episodes.
So
it's
lazy.
Like they just changed the villain, but the story is the exact same.
Absolutely lazy.
Incredibly lazy. I love the music. The music's phenomenal. The animation's amazing, but it's just like, you didn't have enough content.
Yeah.
And they only, like, less than 20% of the show is actually historical. The other 80 is just, like, kind of this weird story they made up. And that's the part they repeated twice. It's like, this guy was a real human being who was really cool. Like, why not tell his story? So,
upsetting.
I don't know if I can hardly recommend that anymore. But I started to watch Demon Slayer, which is an incredibly popular anime, like over the last couple of years. Also, the movie, a Demon Slayer movie, just came out like 2 weeks ago, and it is the highest grossing R-rated anime movie of all time.
Wow.
And it released in the pandemic.
That's unbelievable.
In America. But it's really neat. It's about this guy whose family gets eaten by demons when he's out serving charcoal. It takes place in like this Goku era Japan, so it's right up my alley. But he comes back and his family's been eaten by demons, and his sister is like converted into a demon. So they put a piece of bamboo in her mouth, and like he carries it on his back, and he has to like find a cure. The animation is unreal. Like it's one of the most like it instantly gave me Studio Ghibli vibes.
Yeah.
Has a lot of like the Studio Ghibli feel. If like what if Studio Ghibli was samurai violent, I like it so far. I've only watched 2 episodes, but I'm definitely curious to watch more. It's got its hooks in me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
Someone else says he loves it.
Demon Slayer.
Now people are giving you anime recommendations.
They always do. I mean, I like anime. I don't know what it is. I've kind of like become almost solely anime in the things I watch. I just get really bored by people. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've seen all those.
I'll watch things for people though.
I've seen all those stories before. So many things are just repeats. And when in anime, I feel like I'm getting something I haven't seen before.
I mean, it depends. I like watching things that look pretty.
Yeah.
So if it's got costuming or
Oh, you'd love Demon Slayer.
No, I want real fashion.
Duffman actually made a really cool point that I noticed. Says I like Demon Slayer just because the main character is empathetic towards the antagonist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Point.
All the demons he fights are like they're clearly evil. They're like eating people. Mm-hmm. You just see them like they're covered in the blood of the people they've eaten.
Right.
But they make them very sympathetic. It's like, oh yeah, they were a human once.
Right.
And there's still like part of that in there. And there's like a reluctance to even fight them in the first place because it's like, but this is a sentient being.
Right.
Like, does it not almost have a right to exist in itself?
So they take it up a level. That's cool.
It's very cool.
That is
yeah,
cool.
I like it. Definitely gonna watch more.
Good. Tiara says, poor KiteTales.
That's okay. I watch so little TV. I hardly ever watch TV.
He doesn't watch a lot of TV.
I'm mostly game. I'm a gamer boy.
Yeah, he mostly does gaming. But I'm listening to him because he likes it.
This makes up for all the things you hate watched.
Exactly.
I can't hate
the Nevers. Like, I will hate watch stuff. I will. I will hate watch it.
Well, you finished the Nevers, so what did you think?
I finished the Nevers. The Never was... I hated that show. Like I said, hated it.
I watched one episode when we were on vacation. I thought it was
trash.
the dumbest thing I'd ever seen in my life.
I hated it. It was terrible.
And that's like why I can't watch real people.
Yeah.
It's just like,
but see, I loved the Halston show on Netflix. I thought that was great. But maybe that's because it was more so based on actual things. Epic Man says HBO Max has a good mix of classic and modern films. That's probably the best channel to watch movies right now.
I have been watching.
I agree.
Yeah, I have been working my way through Akira Kurosawa's entire collection.
Yeah, HBO Max has a great.
Japan.
Yes.
Yes.
And they have Studio Ghibli and they have TCM.
Yes.
So that's what we pull from. We do classic movies every Sunday. And what was oh my gosh, we didn't even talk about it.
Papillion.
Papillion was
I have to blow my nose. I have like
1970s. Okay, go blow your nose. I'll talk about something else by the time we get back. You guys do not care about this. So I might not even say it. But I got this eyebrow gel, and so I used it to like hold my, just like clear eyebrow gel. You probably can't tell the difference though. No one can tell the difference, but I thought it was pretty nice. Anyway, so we watched this movie called Papillion, and it is a 1970s movie starring young Dennis Hoffman,
and
Dustin
Steve McQueen.
Hoffman, and Steve McQueen, and it is based on a what's it called? Memoir. It's based on a memoir of a prisoner there. It's based on a memoir of a
semi-true story, 80% true.
Yes, who escaped, who was imprisoned at Devil's Island, which was a French prison. And it was so good. Oh, thank you. Duffman says your 480 eyebrows look great. Thank you. I told him I got this clear eyebrow gel.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
No, you probably can't even tell the difference.
You can't even tell the difference.
Kyle
I can't.
says you can
I'm right here and I
eyebrows.
can't tell the difference.
Yes, I can. When I first put it on, though, it looks like really dark because it's wet, but then it dries. But
Yeah,
you
I mean, it
can't
looks.
tell the difference.
You literally look like a human being to me.
No one can tell. Anyway, Papillon. So it was really good.
Really good. Best movie we
really-
watched for
I
Classic
mean,
Movie Sunday,
yes.
in my opinion.
It was very enjoyable. It was an epic. It was adventure. It was very frustrating.
It was upsetting. It was suffering.
It was very upsetting. Dustin Hoffman was great. He's a cute little guy.
Ninja Land asks, have I seen Yojimbo? That was the first movie I watched
Yes.
in my Akira Kurosawa marathon. I'm currently watching Seven Samurai, halfway through.
Yeah.
I've seen that one
Watching
before.
all of those.
Yes.
Meanwhile, I'm watching absolute trash.
Papillion is not trash.
No, Papillon was good.
Papillion is like beautiful, brilliant. Like that movie, very rarely do I just instantly go rate
Papillon
something
was
5
great.
stars.
So
Instant
if you guys
5-star.
want a really good epic movie, go watch Papillon.
Yes.
Tiara says I actually have to dye my eyebrows, else I don't have visible brows. My mom does that too, Tiara. I've tinted them for her, so I used to like draw them on, and I actually wanted to do, because she loves to do this with her brows, and I looked up, you can get microblading, which is like semi-permanent.
Microblading sounds incredibly painful.
I know it does, and I don't know, it could be painful, but they like draw each individual hair on your eyebrows, and they stay for like several months or something like that. But it was like $500. It's like, oof.
No.
See, I've always had really thick eyebrows because my dad has thick eyebrows, and I remember in middle school, some girl was like, "Oh, you're really pretty, but you need to tweeze your brows."
That's mean. That's really mean.
Middle school was mean.
I
know.
remember, you reminded me. My like biggest insult I ever had as a kid was I had braces, and like this girl like yelled at me, and she's like, "Man, you have a train run across those choo-choo tracks?" I'm like, man,
Why?
that's so cruel.
Why are you so cruel? Middle school's
Middle
awful.
school kids are that was
They're
middle
the
school.
worst.
I
Middle
remember it was
school's
like
the
7th
worst,
grade.
yeah.
Some girl yelled
I hate
like
middle-
I
I hate
got
middle
braces,
school.
and she's like, "Oh, do you have a train run across those choo-choo tracks?"
Middle school is the worst.
Choo-choo tracks?
That's awful.
Who calls them that?
That is terrible. Rez said something about having the long blood elf eyebrows. Is that what we're talking about? Rez, you can go get your eyebrows threaded, and they'll take care of you. And they'll just like do it for a man, just like, you know, they'll shape them up. I think you should do that. I think you should treat yourself. RC says your eyebrows are fine. Yeah, your eyebrows are fine.
Thank you. I never had a problem with them. It was my braces that were the choo-choo tracks, apparently. We
so
also
Papillon was
watched
great.
a movie last night called The Five Venoms,
Yes, so we watched
which
this
wasn't as good as
movie.
Papillon, but was pretty good in its own right.
Right.
Even if I was completely lost for the first 30 minutes.
Yeah. Well, we watched this movie that seems to be the inspiration of Kill Bill because it's pretty much the same premise.
Kind of.
One student is it's the whole, but we watched it with English dubbing, which
Yes.
was amazing.
Well, it certainly
made it so much funnier.
I couldn't pay attention because the Cantonese dubbing.
Yes, it was filmed in Mandarin.
I have to blow my nose. There's like a smudge hair that is in my nose. I feel it and it's driving me absolutely
You're
crazy.
going to go do that.
I can't handle it.
Vegan Prophet Flat Moon Earth Dancing with Fish says, "Well, I'm just reading the script right now and it sounds so suited to you." Which script was that? Is that for Papillon? Or was it for the other one? Yeah, Papillon. Rez says Kung Fu films are my guilty pleasure. You might like this one, Rez. It was fun. Yeah, Pio was there with us. And every single action, every single skin contact that was made, it was all dubbed. So they had sound effects for everything. And it was goofy, but I really liked the choreography. I thought it was great. And of course, everyone in the film did their own stunts and whatnot. So it was kind of fun. Also, we are playing Unfortunate Spaceman tomorrow. So if you don't have that installed,
it's
go
been a
install
while.
that. Yeah. And I just remembered I like it better than Among Us.
Yeah.
And so I tried to boot up Among Us today, and they have a new map, but they haven't changed any of the overlay to change things.
How
in my
have they?
menu.
The game is 2 megabytes.
I really don't know.
I could have coded up a new interface, and I'm a terrible coder.
I know. It's bizarre. It's absolutely weird.
That is bizarre.
Also, I don't know if I really like. Do you like this dress with the sleeves up or down?
I think it works both ways.
I don't know. Does this dress look better with the sleeves up or down? Because now it kind of looks a little...
YouTube versus Twitch.
This is YouTube. Sleeves down is Twitch. Yeah, right. That's way too classy for them.
I know.
Twitch makes me seem
Don't
like
I
a
know.
Victorian
Yeah.
as I sit here with my dress and my fan.
Yes. As I sit
We are
here
quite above that crowd.
in my Hawaiian with red shorts.
We do not Listen to the likes of that crowd. Okay, so that was 5 Venoms.
5 Venoms. Great movie.
Duffin says 1 up, 1 down. 1 up, 1 down would be worse.
Yes.
That looks like I'm trying to solicit money. 1 up, 1 down. It does.
Like when you're
1 up, 1 down looks like I'm trying.
You're like a pirate retreat, and it's
Yes.
like, yeah.
That's like, look at this shoulder.
Hey, sailor.
Look at a little ankle.
Yeah.
That is. A 1 up, 1 down would not be good. Definitely.
That's your pirate Lynch look.
Okay, so download Unfortunate Spaceman. Was there anything else? I can tell you about my dream if you guys want, but I don't. Tiara says, get that coin. Throw a coin to your Witcher. Someone can make a joke about that, I guess.
Who?
What?
Oh, okay.
Tiara says Flex should pop his collar like an Essex boy. Pop your collar.
Pop collar.
Duncan says, which dog was better with your Dauphine? Probably sleeps down with the Dauphine, right? This one looks like I'm ready to jump in my French car. Is that how they dress? Does he look... Wait, can I say this word? Is chav a bad word, Tiara?
I thought we agreed it was a bad word, wasn't it?
No, that was the other one. That was...
No, I know there's that one, but I thought the other one was bad too.
No, you said you can't say the G word.
I don't even know what the G word is.
Ends in Y.
Oh, no, there's a bunch of words.
And we can't say the other word.
You can't say those words.
I thought chav was okay. Why don't you tell me before I keep saying it? Oh, chav is classist. Oh, it's classist. That's like the equivalent of saying white trash, which is a classist.
But I'm allowed to say that.
You can say that.
I can absolutely say there's white trash all around in this state. They're just everywhere.
He can say it because
throw a coin and you're going to hit some white trash in Florida. Promise.
Bishop says, toss $1 to your hag. If Twitch had that would be hilarious.
Well, Twitch does have what is it? It's the tips.
Right, but if they labeled it as that would be really funny.
Hag dollars.
So no one wants to hear about my dream, so I'm not going to tell you.
Okay. I've heard about it. I don't need to ask.
I told you, I told Bishop, and I told Foire, who are my confidants. The people I know that will not judge me for my dream. Or will humor me into thinking, yes, I am clairvoyant. I might possibly be
I've given up on
teacher.
the opposite humoring.
Future. Why is that? It's better. It's honestly better just
it's
to
better
humor
to
me.
agree.
Just humor me. Just
agree.
Humor me because listen, I'll get over it in like 5 minutes and it won't be a problem. Oh, okay. Herb says you want to hear about the dream. Okay,
Herb, that's all you had to say, buddy.
Okay. And Emerald, thank you, Ninja. Okay, so I just want to tell you guys, first of all, I'm not crazy. I'm not Daphne Moon. I don't think I am being... Well, maybe I do think sometimes I have dreams that mean something.
The second sight.
Right. So I had a dream last week where, first of all, I was speaking French in my dream, which is incredible because I've now gotten to that point in my French studies where I dreamt in French. But there was this moment in the dream where I said, you know what? I should call the dentist and I should check and see what time it is. So I popped out of the room over there and there's a wall clock over there. And I usually do this. I'll pop out and I'll check the time on the wall. And so I did this in my dream. I popped out, I checked the time on the wall, and it was 6:50. And so I woke up instantly. I instantly woke up and I thought, oh, I'm just going to go back to bed. But I said, I'm going to check the time. I checked the time. It was 6:50. So I actually might have had an astral projection.
Now, here's a question.
I might have left my body, had an out-of-body experience, and actually done the thing, which is crazy.
But here's my question.
What's that?
What if you dreamed you got out of bed and checked the time?
No.
I've done that. I have
did
had
not
the dream
dream.
within the dream.
I swear there was no way because I have a weighted blanket on me and that thing is heavy. And it was perfectly over my body.
That's how we know.
No, there's no way.
The dream within
I
the
would
dream.
have gotten out, took the weighted blanket off, came back, put the weighted blanket on, and been able to do this. Irv says, Kai is Doctor Strange. I would like that. That was a really cute joke. Tiara says, did the dentist tell you that the time is 2:30? That was really cute, Tiara. I love that. So, yeah, I feel like that's great. The Gabriel says, did you not set an appointment with the dentist? No, because my tooth was hurting. My tooth was sore, but it stopped. I'm very obsessive about.
I have dreams where my teeth
Not
are falling
having it.
out all the time.
A
Drives
lot
me
of
crazy.
people do actually.
Drives
Someone
me
just
crazy.
had that in the Discord. Yeah, but I don't have any cavities. I've never had a filling, so I get very paranoid. Like, oh, my tooth hurts. I don't want this to be.
How do you know this isn't a dream right now?
What are we, Tenet?
I'm just asking. I'm just asking a question.
I don't think so. Okay, so that's all, guys.
What if this is all Herb's dream?
Also, I specifically asked you guys to comment on my biceps, and no one did.
Wow. Rude. For shame.
I said I've actually maintained the weight I've gained through muscle. But see?
Yowcha.
Where's that from?
I don't know. I just did it.
I'm
running on like 0 brain functionality right now. I am DRAINED drained.
Wow, yeah, he's drained. So that's it.
Yeah.
So I think we've covered everything. We had a good. Bishop said, what biceps? That's very rude, Bishop, because I legit do have a tiny little bicep right here. Okay, so that's all, guys. Thanks
all,
for
folks.
watching, and we'll see you next time. We'll see you tomorrow for the game. Ta-ta.
Ta-ta for now.